What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of WBRO. I am your host, Review It Rob, with the other host. And joining me over here, what's your name?
What's up, everybody? I'm Tombstone Josh. How's it going?
Tombstone Josh. Going good. I don't know if you're asking them how it's going. I guess you want them to put it in the comments. I don't know what the plan is there, but check it out, man. You see this spooky thing behind me right there? You see it?
Yeah, that's pretty sweet, man.
Yeah. I want to do a Chucky one, but it wouldn't freaking load. So I got these
Ah,
yahoos behind me. But I thought, it's Halloween's next week. The greatest holiday of all holidays is next week, and I'm
mhm.
excited about it, obviously. And what do you got? Any plans for Halloween? Do any of your kids still trick or treat?
Yes, it does still trick or treat.
Okay, cool. So we still got at least one kid that trick or treats over there, which means I am trick or treating with them, because I get some freaking free candy. Yeah. Anyways,
Are you gonna
uh,
be Are you gonna be Elvis again this year?
I don't know. That involves getting a haircut and trimming the beard, and I don't know if I feel like doing that.
Oh, come on, man.
I mean, anyways, welcome to the show. This is a show where we talk all kinds of stuff. Of course, Southtown, as you see behind me, got some Houston, Texas stuff behind us. You see his hat. He's got a Carolina Panther thing, and it is a big week for us. I could probably say we're battling for bragging rights through the rest of the season as our teams are going head to head this week, both coming off of a bye. Both have rookie starting quarterbacks. Yours was drafted number 1. Mine was drafted number 2. One of them's doing very well. The other, yours, is not. But we will figure it all out at that point in time, as well as other things. We got
Uh-huh.
National Day going on. Do you want to start there? Do you want to go ahead and do National Day stuff?
We sure can, man. If that's where you want to start.
Let's start it off, man.
Okay, so as of the release of this show, it's going to
Okay.
be October 27th. It's a couple good ones. A couple good ones I want to throw at you. The first one I want to do is I feel like this one would relate to you so much more than it would me because I am never around people for work. And that is Cranky Coworkers Day.
That's a
Explain
day.
your situation. Are you ever around cranky coworkers?
Not really. I mean, maybe like one of my bosses gets cranky every now and then, but like I I I work in an office, but I have like my own cubicle that is away from a bunch of other people. And you know me, I'm zero interaction with people as much as possible. So
Uh,
I kind of go to work, go to my cubicle, sit in my cubicle, leave. Not too much interaction going on, but cranky work day. That's a weird one. I mean,
yeah,
you don't ever
I,
run
it's,
into any cranky people when you got like a train anybody or anything, or
no. Normally they're on their best behavior, I guess, because they're trying to keep their job whenever I'm training. But I don't. I
okay.
mean, I guess Carl is pretty cranky sometimes. He's one of my coworkers. He's kind of like the lead guy that tells us where to go and all that stuff. He gets cranky with whenever he gets flooded with too many calls. He
Okay.
gets a little aggravated. So I guess that counts. But it is kind of weird that that's a day. And I assume that you had to like train people and be around them all the time because of what you do. So
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times, which leads to me being pretty cranky because I don't want to deal with people for one thing. Two, people do not
yeah,
pay attention when you train them. I don't know if you noticed this, but when you train them, they're like, "Okay, it's your turn to take over," and then they have 1,500 questions. They don't know anything. I'm like, "Do the thing I just showed you to do." Like, what are we doing? That's when I get cranky.
that's
So I guess
hilarious.
it works for me a little bit. I try to keep calm, but some people just
Yeah, I get that. Next one on the list here is National Bandana Day, man. That's pretty sweet. What's the first person you think of when you think of bandana?
Brett Michaels, 100% from
Me too.
Illinois. Yeah,
Me
I
too.
mean, that's my first thought. So you said National Bandana Day. I'm like, Brett Michaels is having a good day today.
Brett Michael's birthday
Yeah,
today.
him and I think
Now
X
I
Pac used to wear a bandana, and Scott Hall wore a bandana backwards though, right? They wore it backwards
yeah,
because they were super cool.
yeah, Axl Rose was a big bandana guy too. Um, I have joined a club of bandana wear because when I'm drumming,
Mhm.
it does a good job keeping the sweat off my brow, but also it doesn't shift and stuff like a hat does. So I've kind of
Okay.
joined that bandwagon. It's just easier. You look cooler with a bandana anyway. So that's my go-to.
Yeah, I wear the classic '80s glam headbands for those situations, and the hair's getting
Yeah,
long enough to break those things back out. So, Steel Panther needs to come back to town so I can, pop
they
another
do.
one. Yep.
That sounded dirtier than you intended, I guess. But
Maybe.
all right, so you were just saying Halloween's around the corner. There's two spooky ones here for you, my friend.
Yeah.
First one's going to be National Black Cat Day.
Ooh.
Yeah. Do
Black.
you believe in superstitions?
No. No, I don't.
So if a black crosses your path. You're not worried about it at all.
Not worried at all about a black cat crossing my path, man. Like that and luck. I don't. Those are two things I don't necessarily follow and believe in. Like it's just
Uh-huh.
I don't. I don't subscribe to that philosophy. I guess as you will say. But I get it. A black
Yeah.
cat crossing your path. I get the whole story. Black cats fit freaking Halloween and spooky season. I mean, last year at Halloween Horror Nights, it was on the imagery for the holiday. So I
Yeah.
get it. Yeah.
Cool, man. The other one is it's Frankenstein Day, dude.
Ooh.
Frankenstein Friday at that.
Oh, Frankenstein Friday. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Frankenstein's awesome, which fits because the teaser trailer for a movie called Lisa Frankenstein came out today.
Mm,
Um,
cool.
which I might do a trailer reaction to if I, figure out how to work the
Do it.
computer. But I haven't done one of those in a while. But I'm itching to it, and I watched
Yeah.
it earlier, and it looks like an incredibly fun movie. So be on the lookout
Hmm.
for that teaser trailer. I'm gonna try to do that for show. But yeah, Frankenstein
Cool,
Day.
man.
You got a Frankenstein shirt, right?
I do have Frankenstein shirt. That's right. And I was like, what's the first Frankenstein I think of? And for my dumb goofy behind, it's obviously Kevin James from Hotel Transylvania. But who was the
Uh,
original Frankenstein way back in the day?
Boris Karloff.
Yeah, he needs to get some props and some credit because he really brought the monster to life.
100%. He is incredibly awesome, and that's who I always think about as Frankenstein. I got him over there somewhere on the wall. Yeah, up there.
And he
So
disappeared.
yeah, it happens.
So that's one of my favorite things about horror makeup shows. Whenever you see that the makeup that was put on for Frankenstein to wear, just how thick it was versus
Yeah,
what like a regular face was. That's super cool, man.
it is really cool. And I have a at work. I have on one of my. I have like a rotating background desktop screen thingy, a
Hmm.
screensaver or whatever you want to call it. And one of them is him in Frankenstein makeup and everything, sitting in a chair reading the script. I'm like, this is so freaking cool. Like, it was cool the first time I saw it. I'm like, I immediately got to put this as my background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Frankenstein's awesome, man. I like Frankenstein. All right,
You're wearing a
question for
Ninja
you,
Turtle
sir.
shirt. Which one has been? Have they done Frankenstein Ninja Turtle yet? Is any of them? They did Bride of
Yeah,
Frankenstein
yeah.
for April, right?
April O'Neil and
Yeah.
Raphael was Frankenstein.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, yep.
Cool.
So there's two left that I want to bring. One I can relate to this in a spooky realm, kind of like what we're talking about here. The other one is completely not related, but I feel like it's something we both love. Which one do you want to go with first?
Spooky Realm first.
Spooky realm first. Okay. Wondering how you're going to take this one, how we're going to interact talking about this, but it's National Grandparents Week, and I know you agree with me. We have probably three of the greatest grandparents of all time. If you think about Grandma Ease and Grandma Minnie and Grandpa Dude. He went
Yeah.
by Dude. So we have three of the greatest grandparents of all time. So how I'm going to relate it to, man, this came up. We can talk about it a little bit more whenever we get to. I want to talk about my camping trip, but we did the whole sit around the fire and talk about, hey, do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in spooky stuff? Have you ever had any encounters?
Hmm.
Um, So it was like clockwork. Our Papa would get up 4 o'clock in the morning, make himself some coffee, hang out in the kitchen, right?
All right.
Clockwork, Granny would walk from the bathroom, across the hallway from the bedroom to the bathroom. I
Hmm.
remember that like clockwork. And
Yep.
we moved into that house after they passed away, unfortunately. We
Hmm.
moved into that house. We were living there. And I could promise you, I heard cabinets opening and closing, and I heard walking in that hallway. And I just
Yep.
remember I wanted to ask you, did you have any kind of spooky things like that happen, but that kind of made you think, wow, they're still here? Or was it just in our brains that that's what happened around those times, anyways?
Yeah, I did have that. I actually saw them. I saw a figure walk in the hallway when I was
Hmm.
staying in the living room, and I saw a figure walk in the hallway, like you mentioned, our grandma walking through there and going to, I
Hmm.
saw that, and I vividly remember seeing our grandpa. Um, Leaning over the kitchen sink like he normally would. You know
Yeah.
how he would be on like a counter or something. Like I saw it.
Yeah.
It wasn't memory. It wasn't just thinking about it or anything. Like I saw a
Hmm.
ghostly figure there. I'm like, okay, ghosts are real. This isn't just something I see in a movie anymore. Like this is a thing. But not
Yeah.
malevolent or anything. They were fine. They didn't attack anybody. It was just that was their house.
Yeah. They're
They're
just there.
associated with that house
Yeah.
forever, and I don't know if
Hmm.
they're still there messing with people or not, but hopefully they're
Yeah.
not. It's a pretty haunted
Whenever
house.
Whenever I was sitting there telling the people I was with during that camping trip, I was like, man, I've never talked to you about this. And I
Hmm.
wondered if you experienced the same thing because it's just like maybe we missed them so much that we were, imposing them being there. But if we both, felt the same thing, kind of saw the same things, man, maybe that's kind of a cool little spooky detail.
Yeah, it definitely was not memory projection. Like it was the real
Hmm.
deal. Like I didn't know that you heard
Yeah.
things and all that either. So that kind of solidifies it that it was actually happening. It wasn't just
Yeah.
Memorex, if you will. God, I'm old, but yeah.
Now that coffee, getting up to make coffee in the morning was his thing every day.
Hmm.
So I was like, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool, man. But I felt like it tied in a fun story to tell for Grandparents Week. I miss our grandparents so much, and it's kind of a cool way to celebrate how awesome they were and how they
yes,
stuck around.
absolutely, absolutely.
All right, so the last one is something we both love. It's National Breadstick Day, man.
Ooh,
Yes.
nice, nice.
All right, so best breadsticks. Where are you picking?
Pizza Hut, 100%.
Pizza
Always,
Hut.
always Pizza Hut.
How about Olive Garden? The all-you-can-eat breadsticks, man, dipped in some Alfredo sauce.
I don't go to
That's
Olive
the
Garden enough to know this. I've
ah
had them a couple times. They are pretty good, but
yes,
I frequent Pizza Hut a little bit more. So yeah, Pizza
yeah.
Hut's got me for sure.
Pe-
Homemade
I
breadsticks
think
are also
Papa
good.
John's.
Like you make some homemade
Yes, I feel
breadsticks.
like Papa John's. No, I don't think I've done homemade breadsticks in a while.
Mm,
Some homemade cheese bread, garlic bread, do that. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, that's the National Day things that jumped out to me, man. So always fun as usual. I love talking about what things people are randomly celebrating in the world. So that's pretty cool, man.
That was fun. That was some good memories right there. Some fun stuff to talk about. Breadstick talk is always a good time. But speaking of possibly good times, and speaking of, let me go this way. Camps. There's a guy associated with camps right there. You mentioned camps. Let's talk about this
Yeah.
trip, man. You released a short video. You put it up on our socials. Make sure you follow us on all of the socials. YouTube, obviously, if you're seeing this
Hmm.
video, you're already there. But Instagram, Patreon, all that good stuff. Facebook is the other one. So I was about
Yeah.
to say Twitter, but Twitter doesn't exist anymore. It's X, and then I'm like, only some of us
Yeah.
are on there. So yeah, whatever. Anyways, you went camping.
It's weird. I did, man, and I tell you what, right off, I've never been camping ever. Our dad wasn't the person to take us camping or fishing or any of that stuff. We're not outdoorsy folk to say.
No,
Um, so I've never been camping. So I was hesitant. I was like, okay, what is this? And there's a big difference between camping and glamping. I found out. Do you know what glamping is?
that's like an RV or a camper or electricity or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Or you go somewhere where there's like a cabin that you Airbnb, and then you happen to be near some woods. That's another way.
yeah, that's
No,
another way.
we won.
That's a
Yeah,
trip to
we won.
Disney.
Yes. Now we 100% drove 4 hours to Asheville, North Carolina, found woods with nothing around it except trees and creeks and all kinds of weird stuff. Put up a tent and made home for the weekend. And I tell you what, man, it was a phenomenal experience because we had no cell phone service. We just did our thing, man. We went hiking. We cooked our own food over a fire. Just hung out, enjoyed nature, played in some creek areas, some river beds, and it was a lot of fun, man. It was probably one of the most fun things I've ever done, to be honest with you.
See, this is how I know you didn't grow up Southern, and of course I didn't either. But you keep saying creek instead of crick, so that's another telltale. But you said you cooked your own food, so what? Did you go fishing and like skin the fish and all that stuff, or
No, no. So we did bring food along,
oh, okay,
but we had these cast iron pots that you would hang by the tree. You would string up something from tree to tree, and then hang it over the fire until it cooked itself. So we did that with chicken, and then with some vegetables, and then for breakfast time we did some bacon and eggs.
wow, man! All right, so
Yeah,
you're in like a traditional tent, I guess, with some sleeping bags and
yeah.
all that stuff. So you're sleeping on the ground, or you have like
Did
something under you, or
well. We did bring a blow up mattress.
okay,
We should have went the sleeping bag route, but we did a blow up mattress with a blanket. But it was cold, man. It was cold. So
believe it. Cold, dark, freaking a
yeah,
bunch of weird noises you probably never hear when you're, in a cozy house. So did you get
the
freaked out at all by anything? Anything like spooky, spooky?
So there was a couple creepy things that we heard that were just random. Like you just
Yeah.
like because I tend to get comfortable quick wherever I'm at. Like if I'm at somebody's house and I sit down, I'm good. So whenever I was there and I propped down in a chair, I just got comfortable. Like okay, this is where we're hanging out. Completely forgetting that at any time a bear could come out of anywhere. Something I did not realize was possible, but a mountain lion could be around us at any time.
Oh, jeez.
Animals galore, trees falling. I didn't think about any of this stuff. I was just thinking about chilling. So thinking about, hey, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I got to go pee by myself outside in the dark. I hope I don't get mauled. You know what I mean? That was creepy. That
Be
was a
the
pretty
worst
creepy
way to
part.
go. The worst way to go.
Yeah, but if for people that haven't seen our short yet or that video I put up on our YouTube, we went hiking. It was after midnight. The whole plan was to go for Friday the 13th to purposely find something spooky, to do something kind of creepy. And sure enough, man, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, we go camping or we go hiking because we couldn't sleep. And we stumble into just this random old house that happens to be sitting in the middle of the woods.
Blair
It
Witch.
was that. Yeah, that was my first thought too. It's like, oh my god, we're going to be playing Scooby Doo in the House of the Blair Witch. That's what I said. But but whenever you go to that house, um, you see stuff like a family used to be there. Like there was like, oh my gosh, like they even called it the Voodoo Barn because there was an envelope that had human hair inside of it.
Ah,
Okay, that it was creepy. It was super creepy, man. But there was like skulls of animals. There was like really really old bicycles, and it was like I could not get. We had to go in and explore, but at the same time, I needed to get out of there because it had like a heavy presence too. It kind of felt heavy to be there. It was weird.
all right, for those people listening who are like horror movies aren't real. This is this isn't logical. Nobody would ever go in there. They went in there. They went into this spooky
Yeah,
building in the middle of the woods where there's envelopes with hair in it and skulls everywhere. And
yeah,
they're like, and did they turn around and go away? No, they're like, we got to explore this because blah, blah, blah. So yes,
yeah.
horror
It
movies are
was.
real. This stuff is it's real.
Yeah. And then the next day, so that was Friday night. So getting into Saturday, I went into a cave, man. I went spelunking.
Oh, I could never do that. One, too big. Two,
Oh,
too claustrophobic.
yeah.
Like never in my
That
life
was
would do that.
I feel like I need to talk you into doing it because it's kind of like when you get inside of them. This one was big, man. It was like wide open. Like there was spots we had to crawl through that weren't super tight, but I think I could have done it. Anyways, like whenever you see like crystals or like formations of rocks that are growing out of the mountains into where you're walking under, and just seeing them sparkling in person was really cool, man. Plus the fact that there were bats in there, just all kinds of different random things dripping or like these mud spots or that was just like it's so weird that for somebody that never goes out into nature, I really enjoyed being out in it. It was like a really great experience, man.
There you go. That works for you. I mean, for me, I can go
Yeah.
to Disney and ride that Navi River journey and see sparkling lights and
Yeah.
creatures, and then I can go to Universal and do the Kong ride and see some bats and crazy stuff there.
We're
But
gonna get you, man. We're gonna get you out there. We're gonna make you go.
no, it's no. All right, it sounds terrible. All right, I have to lose at least 200 to 250 pounds before that's even logical for me to even do it. Secondly, I'm glad you had fun at least. It's great that y'all had
Yeah.
fun. I think I saw a couple of videos on Facebook or whatever of y'all out there walking around, and it does seem
Hmm.
like it could be peaceful to a degree because it's just y'all out there, and or hopefully it's just y'all
Yeah.
out there. I've seen way too many horror movies. There might be somebody
Well,
out there, but
well,
um, it's good. At least you had a good time there. And how many days was it? Two, three?
2.5, I guess, because we came home Sunday night. So
Okay.
Friday, Saturday, and then half of Sunday. So
So what I'm hearing is you're going camping again. Is what I'm hearing.
it's already being worked out, man. It might become a once a month thing. I don't want to go in the summertime because I'm not going to be able to sleep when it's hot as shit outside. So
And snakes are probably out there in summertime. Like I don't think they're out during winter
uh
or that, but summertime. It's
yeah, that's crazy. Ah,
yeah. All right, cool. Well, at least you had a good time.
Cool.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. How about you? What you been up to, man?
Um, recording my show. Watching a lot of horror movies while you were doing the camping thing. I was at your house, watching a bunch of
Yeah.
horror movies, and having a good time doing the 31 days of Halloween slash horror, whatever you want to call it. I'm like one behind, so like today's what the as well, we're releasing this on the 27th. So yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
one behind. I'm on like movie whatever, like 26, and
Yeah.
yeah, try to do one. But I mean, there's a couple of days coming up where I can get a good bit of these in. I think we have Five Nights at Freddy's releasing this week, so that counts as one for this. So that's a double. It can go on my list
Yeah.
for 31, and it will be my review for Monday when the
Nice.
show
Yeah.
drops.
Looking forward to hearing your review of that, man. Because I kind of want to see it too, but I want to hear what you think of it first.
Yeah, man. It's always nice to hear people like want to hear my review and then they tell me, "Hey, I enjoyed your review. It makes me want to see a movie now." Like that's cool
Hmm.
because I just do my show to do it. I'm a movie nerd and it's fun to talk about that stuff. But for anybody
Yeah.
to listen to it alone, but for they get that kind of feedback from people, love it.
It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we talked camping. We talked National Day. Are we ready to talk the Battle of Southtown this week?
Man, it's cool that our teams are playing each other. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know what to think about this week, man. So we'll start with your team because you guys are the better team already. You guys have the better record. It's projected. Everybody's picking you guys to win. Um, so what has your team been up to during the bye or since last week? What was your last game? The Saints, right?
Saints that we won. That was surprising.
Yeah.
We are now 3-3. CJ is still doing awesome. He finally threw his first interception, which is cool. We got it out of the way now. That's fine. Don't have
Hmm.
to have that lingering over us anymore. But the team is just rebuilding. Our real questions right now is running back. Going into the season, we're like our
What?
rookie last year was amazing. He was doing great. Now this year he's not
Uh,
doing as well. We brought in Devin Singletary during free agency, and he's been overperforming Pierce. So now the question is, who's going to be the starting
wow.
back here? Pierce is still the starting back, and we assume is still getting the majority of the workload. But now it's getting closer to 50-50
Hmm.
between the two, which doesn't help me in fantasy because I have both running backs now. So I don't know which one to go with there. But and that's
Yeah.
the question. The other thing that's happening this week is Robert Woods is out, but the good news is our rookie, awesome wide receiver Tank Dell will be playing. He's back from concussion, so we're
Oh,
rebuilding.
cool.
We're taking everything in stride. We're getting ready for this week.
Hmm.
Taking everything in stride, if you will. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, just staying focused. That was the main thing. And I sent something our coach said when asked about this game to you. I'm gonna read it real quick. Coach D'Amico Ryan said about the winless Panthers that for us, we understand every team, as you guys saw all the games this weekend, every team, any team can be beat, which is true. We've been coming off a couple weeks of random
Hmm.
games where people who should have lost have won the games. Um,
Yeah.
we don't take anyone lightly. We know we watch the film. We know Carolina is a good team. We know what they can do, so we don't take anyone lightly. We know we have to bring our best every week. We expect the other team to bring their best each week, so we have to be on our A game, which is the right way to look at it.
Hmm.
Never overlook a competitor. You go into every week as any given Sunday. It's not just a movie; it's a phrase that is true, and
Yep.
you take them on. And the Panthers, they look fine. It's just we got to get some things figured out with a young guy, and it seems like they did that over the bye week, right?
Well, I don't know because the bye week came. So the Panthers' last game, which was against the Dolphins, which they lost by 21 points. They lost 42-21. The funny thing about that game is that they were leading 14-0 at one time, which is crazy because they have led in every single game this year, but yet they are 0-6. So it's like this team just can't put a full game together. One funny thing I found out, or one funny joke I made to myself, really, was that before the bye week, they were ranked 31 out of 32 teams.
Mm-hmm.
During the bye week, they lost a spot. They fell to 32. So it's like, oh, great. Even during the bye week, they still lost. So
Jeez.
so I don't. They changed offensive play calling, so the Thomas Brown is now the offensive play caller. We'll see if that makes any difference whatsoever. I'm not expecting much. I'm not going to try and put too much hope in anything. One, because I'm a fellow Texans fan, so if you guys win, that's awesome. That's good for you guys. If the Panthers win, it makes them 1-6. What does that matter? What does that mean, anyways? Um, I don't know. It's not like they're going to whittle off 11 wins in a row and finally do something. So
I mean,
I'm
you
I'm
don't
kind
know.
of
I
going
mean,
to this.
this
Yeah.
offensive play call change could freaking give that offense the spark they've needed because the defense has been trying their hardest. It's just they
Hmm.
bend and bend and bend and finally break because the offense isn't helping them out. So maybe this
Yeah.
offensive play call changes things. We don't know, dude. And there's still what? It's what?
Yeah.
This is week 8.
8. Yeah.
So there's what? 9 more weeks.
Yeah.
So I mean, anything's possible, dude. And again, I'm a lifelong Texans fan, so I know what this team
Hmm.
does. This team it looks great at times, and sometimes they just lose a game they should never lose. I mean, and this week it is, I think, proving ground for your team in general. So we got to figure some things out, man.
I mean, the weird thing about it is, like your team is good. Like you guys are putting something together. So I could totally see you guys running away with this game. But I just maybe it'll be tight. Maybe it'll be a good game. I don't know. I just I just know that I'm okay with whoever wins. If you guys win, that's awesome.
That's fine
So
too. Yeah, whoever wins this
yeah,
game is fine. Like it's that.
yeah.
But again, bragging rights for whoever comes out with the win
I feel
this week.
like the last time they played each other, the Panthers won. I think it was a Thursday night game. You were in HHN, I think, actually.
Yes, last 2 times they played each other
Yeah.
because we played each other in preseason and we lost us there as well. So
Hmm.
Panthers have the
So
Texans.
you guys owe us one, anyways.
Yeah, I guess but we'll
Yeah.
get there, man. We'll get there.
So speaking of the divisions, I have both of them up right now. If you want to take a look at them real quick and just make any comments, Jaguars lead y'all's division at 5-2. You guys are 3-3. The Colts are 3-4, and the Titans are 2-4. Which I need a Titans win this week. Come on, Titans.
Yeah, so there's some interesting things going on there. If you remember our first episode, I already considered the Jaguars the team to beat in the AFC South. They seem to be the
Hmm.
most put together team of the 4 at the moment.
Hmm.
Texans are surprising; they could easily take them. We beat the Jaguars already. We kind of
Hmm.
owned the Jaguars at this point, so it's a battle, and it's closer than I think a lot of people expected. And some people are even
Hmm.
said they expect the Texans to win the AFC South as the way it's going right now because Jaguars
Ah,
can
cool.
slip up. The Jaguars are one of those teams
Yeah.
like they're not in London anymore, getting that cheating that they had going on for them. The Colts are falling apart, even with Minshew mania over there doing some stuff he does.
Yeah.
They lost their rookie quarterback for the season, I believe.
Hmm. Hmm.
So they're still trying to figure things out. And the Titans are a lost cause. Like I think I've seen reports
Yeah.
that they're doing trade talks for Derrick Henry and I don't know if it's Tannehill,
D
maybe
Hop.
D Hop. Yeah,
D
D Hop.
Hop.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I need them to win this week, though.
The Falcons, I guess.
Yeah, they're playing the Falcons. So I'll go ahead and say NFC South. The Falcons are leading that division at 4-3. The Buccaneers are 3-3, but they're probably going to lose to the Bills. That's going on right now. Last I saw, the Bills were winning. So they'll be 3-4, and then the Saints are 3-4,
Okay.
and then the Panthers are freaking Panthers are 0-6, dude. What the hell? But here's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do? 0-6. The worst part about it, because I like one of the managers at my work is a Panthers fan, and we talk football every now and then. I'm like, the worst part about all of this is you don't have a draft pick to coincide. At least
Yeah.
there's normally that silver lining. It's like, oh, we suck, but we're getting a high draft pick. Like y'all don't have a
Hmm.
first round pick, right? So
Nope.
yeah, it sucks. Yeah, hopefully you can trade something for
Unless they
somebody.
trade for one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
Oh well, it is what it is, man. I'm not going to complain too much. I mean, I'm still wearing my Panthers gear, so hey,
I will
whatever.
say that your Panthers like your rookie player more than the Falcons like their rookie running back, huh? That's a weird situation
Oh
there.
yeah, that's kind of a weird. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I haven't really looked too much into it. I just know that I guess he was sick, or I don't know. They just, I guess he didn't play much. I didn't really look into it.
Okay. Do you have anything else, Southtown, before we jump into random NFL stuff today?
So I do want to say that one of the funniest videos I saw of the week is this week's game for the Panthers. It's a home game. They're putting Muhsin Muhammad and Julius Peppers into the Ring of Honor, so they'll be celebrating those two players. And Steve Smith said the main thing he always remembered about Julius Peppers was having to stand next to him on picture day because it was number 89 and number 90. And
Yeah.
he said anytime he goes back to look at those pictures, you just see how massive of a man Julius Pepper was, especially standing next to Steve Smith, who was a small stature guy. I mean, he played big, but he was a small guy. So that
Yeah.
was kind of a funny video. you guys need to see something funny, go check that out. But
Yeah, I think it would be safe to say that Steve Smith and Julius Peppers both hit the same amount of hard. I like those two hard
ah,
hitters. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so just an update. The Bills are leading the Buccaneers 24-10 right now. Um, the Falcons play the Titans this week. The Panthers play the Texans this week, and the Saints play. Who do the Saints play? Saints play the Colts this week. So it's AFC versus NFC South every single game. So um, that's cool, man. That's cool. We'll see how our divisions stack up after this week.
Yeah. That's weird because we have to pull for each other's rivals here. So I want the Saints to beat the Colts. Who are the Jaguars playing?
Jaguars are playing the
Falcons.
Steelers. I forgot
Yeah.
to read off the Jaguars. The Jaguars are playing the Steelers, so not every game, but most of them.
Okay. They'll probably win that game.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Okay, so we got that. That was funny. Steve Smith had other
hmm
funny thing going on with Jerry Judy. Oof.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I
That was
love that
hilarious.
man. He never holds his tongue. I mean, maybe he does hold his tongue versus what he really wants to say, but
Mhm.
he definitely speaks his mind, and you got to appreciate that about Steve Smith, man.
Yeah, he showed composure, but he wasn't going to let the freaking rookie, no name wide receiver, get over on him. There you go.
Yep.
Which probably ended any chance of Jerry Judy coming to the Panthers. So, but I saw they're shopping their other
Which I
wide
mean,
receiver, Cortland Sutton or whatever.
yeah, Sutton.
You
Yeah,
get him. We'll see what happens. Speaking of
we'll
wide
take him.
receivers and trading and all that stuff, I don't know if you saw this
hmm
thing, but I thought it was pretty hilarious. Chase Claypool, former Steeler, that's been traded a couple times. So since trading
Yeah.
Chase Claypool, the Bears are 2-1. They
Mm.
were 0-13 with him. So since they got rid of him, they're winning games. The Dolphins were 5-1 before they activated Claypool. They have now
uh,
lost the game since activating Claypool. And the
mm.
Steelers were 2-6 with him, and they are 11-4 since trading him. So
That's crazy.
I thought that was funny when I saw it. I'm like, okay, because I thought he was a good player. I think I drafted him in one of the leagues until I, dropped him. But
Yeah.
that's
I
a
mean,
cool
they. I
fact.
mean, he had the nickname of Mapletron for a little while because he was like the Canadian version of Megatron. He had an awesome run there his first year, but
Okay.
he is. I don't know if he. It's kind of like Kelvin Benjamin. You remember him?
Yeah.
He had a great first year and then he just fell off. It's like some of these kids, once they make it to the dance, they just stop practicing their dancing, I guess, to keep that pun going.
Okay.
Um, they don't follow through and keep up the work, so they just fall off, man. That's crazy. He's one of them.
All right. Now, the last two subjects I want to talk on is people overreacting to things when it comes to football.
Mm,
So the one I saw earlier today,
mm.
first, before we get to the big one, was the Jets quarterback. What's his name? Zach Wilson.
Oh, I saw this too.
Yeah, he's on bye week, right? So players are on bye week. They don't
Yeah.
have to do anything football related whatsoever. So he takes his girlfriend
hmm
out on a vacation, as you're supposed to do. But getting attacked for it because they're
Yeah.
like, you should be
I
paying
saw this.
attention. It's the biggest season of his career. You should be taking over things and all this stuff. Like, what
hmm
the hell? Why? Why is that a problem? It's bye week. I've never seen anybody get yelled at for bye week stuff unless they do something really
I
stupid during bye week.
it, it's that New York media, man. They're trying to find anything to make a story out of. Whenever I was reading this too, I was like, man, they give him so much shit already. Why are they giving him crap for this too? And I was like, man, that sucks for him. It's like no matter what he does, he's getting he if he would have stayed home and they lost the game, he would have got shit for that too. Like, oh, maybe he didn't study enough, and now if he goes out because he was on vacation, he's going to get. It's dumb. It's dumb. You're right. It's complete overreaction. He's still young. He needs to go live his life however he wants to. It's a freaking bye week, man. Let him live.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad enough he's got freaking the biggest player in Jets history saying he should have lost his job already. But the guy's out there. I
hmm
think he's won a game, maybe two. He's playing
Yeah,
decent enough.
yeah. They
So
just beat
yeah,
the Eagles, man.
yeah, they just beat the Eagles. Yeah, I don't. It was weird. I
Yeah.
saw that today. People overreacting about that. And the other thing that people are still overreacting about is our beloved Tay Tay. Um, so she was at the Chiefs game again. She's up there in
hmm
the box. She's hanging out with Brittany Mahomes, which
Yeah.
somebody said maybe Brittany Mahomes isn't as bad as we thought her to be if she's getting along this well with Taylor Swift. I'm like, true. I mean, fair enough. They had their own little
yeah.
handshake celebration when one of the things happened. Like
hmm
people are getting upset that they show them. Now, my return to this is they always show girlfriends or wives on NFL.
hmm
Nobody complains.
Parents.
They show parents and nobody complains. But since it's Taylor
hmm
Swift, everybody's complaining. Not everybody. Some of them say
Yeah.
cool, and I've seen people who are Taylor Swift fans who'd never watched football are now watching football and enjoying it. They
Yeah.
even have a stat that he's playing better than ever since she's been there, which is insane to think about because he's one of the greatest tight ends to ever play the game. But his stats are
Yeah.
even up since she's been there. So, what do you make of it? Why do people just hate this girl so much?
It's like the Zach Wilson thing. People want to find anything to bitch about, really. And
Yeah,
man, I feel like I still feel like they don't show her enough, man. So it's a really weird thing that she is this giant pop star, music like a legend at this point. That can do whatever she wants with her life, but people still feel like they need to give their input on what she should or shouldn't be doing. And it's crazy. I think it's pathetic, and I think people need to find something else to do with their time.
yeah, it's no different than showing a girlfriend a wife in general, like they normally do, anyways. And
Hmm.
they're just having fun at a football game. I don't know. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
You're supposed to have fun at a
yeah.
football game. So, but something funny has come out of this. You know me,
Hmm.
huge WWE fan. Love it to death. It's one of my like top three loves in the world is WWE. And there's
Yeah.
a wrestler by the name of Grayson Waller. You know him, right?
Ah.
So
Hmm.
he's a heel. He's a bad guy in the wrestling world. So he's doing fun stuff on the internet to mess with people. And one of those things is he brought up their relationship and he talked about it and all that stuff. And Swifties got upset. They got really upset. Made some very rude remarks about wrestling. They even
Hmm.
used the gay word.
Oh.
Um,
Oh
and
no.
obviously not a huge Taylor Swift fan because you need to calm down, obviously. But
Yeah.
it's led into something funny. So later that night, he wore a Taylor Swift shirt out to the ring. He's teaming
Oh,
with Austin
cool.
Theory. He and Austin Theory did the handshake that Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes did because at live events they do whatever they want.
Oh
Wrestlers,
wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
wrestlers
yeah.
at live events can do whatever they want to have fun. So they did that when they were coming out. And apparently today he challenged Travis Kelsey to a match at WrestleMania, which happens to be where
Jeez.
in Philadelphia, where his brother plays.
Ah,
And Travis Kelsey is a
that's
big
awesome.
wrestling fan. So celebrity matches
that'll
happen in
probably
the WWE.
that
They happen
that'll
in
that'll
all
probably go down, man.
yeah, they happen in all wrestling. Celebrities are part of all wrestling, but mostly WWE because
Uh-huh.
WWE is the biggest one and
Yeah.
talked about the most. And um,
Uh-huh.
it could happen. We've seen Gronk in a match before there, um, so it could happen, and I'm here for it. That'll
Yeah.
be hilariously fun, especially if Taylor shows up.
That would.
Taylor Swift at a wrestling show would
Yeah.
be
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
incredible.
Wow. Yeah, that would be spectacular, man. That does sound like a lot of fun that they're doing. But you just did remind me of one thing whenever you're talking about Brittany Mahomes and how she used to be like one of those people on the internet that people would give hate to. Man, how are they letting Jackson Mahomes in the same suite as Taylor Swift? That kind of pissed me off.
That
That kind of that rubbed me the wrong way because it's like we have our Taylor Swift, okay, we have Brittany Mahomes who had her kid. It's like, okay, maybe she's wholesome, maybe she's not a bad guy, but then in the background you see Jackson Mahomes trying to get in on their handshake, just kind of weaseling around. He's only looking for his 5 minutes of fame from it. He's not there to enjoy football. Get out of here. You know what I mean? Get out of here.
no,
But I can't believe he's allowed to hang out around Taylor Swift. You know what I mean?
yeah, I don't know what that deal is there, because he's mostly
Uh-huh.
known for doing TikToks on the sideline. Like he's not, he doesn't really care about anything. And then he got in trouble for something, which I don't know if he was actually ever charged
Yeah.
with or not. I don't. If he was charged, then he probably wouldn't be walking around. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was a weird situation seeing him back there. I'm like, it kind of took me out for a second. I'm like, jump scare.
Yeah.
You
All
know,
right, can we get rid of this guy and bring Ryan Reynolds back, please? Come
yeah,
on.
Ryan Reynolds and Wolverine. Can we get those back over here? You want to bring
Or
Sabrina
Paul
Carpenter
Rudd.
back?
Paul Paul Rudd's a massive Chiefs fan, man. Let's get him up there.
There you go. Eric Stone Street, the guy from Modern Family, he's a Chiefs fan.
Ah.
I believe Baron Corbin is a huge Chiefs fan as well, which Baron Corbin's awesome.
Ooh.
Love Baron Corbin.
He's
So
cool. Yeah.
that's another thing. You're a music guy. People are getting annoyed at hearing Alter Bridge's song every week because the Judgment Day like interrupts everybody, the beginning of the show.
Hmm.
And now the people are starting to go on Twitter. I don't know if they're actually getting annoyed by it, they're just having fun with it or whatever. But wrestling
Yeah.
internet is just it's as bad as Disney internet, let's be honest with you. But it's
Oh.
funny because they interrupt anybody every single week. It's always that song. So
Uh-huh.
people are like, we know what's going to happen. They're going to turn around. There's going to be an interruption. Here comes the Judgment Day. I'm like, cool. I freaking love the Judgment Day. Like,
They're
one,
fun.
I
They
love
are
Alter
fun.
Bridge. Love Alter Bridge to death.
Yeah.
Two, freaking Finn Balor, one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. So anytime I get to see that guy, I'm happy. Damian Priest, future.
Hmm.
Rhea, awesome. Dominic Mysterio, the freaking surprise of all surprises. One has gotten hella better in the ring, which is not too surprising
Hmm.
because he's freaking Rey Mysterio's kid. And two, he's freaking monster heel, like
Yeah.
monster heel. So having a
Yeah.
good time with that. But that's funny. I thought it was funny music wise. I just love the fact that they're now both in both areas. Edge comes out in AEW, Metalingus, and then
Hmm.
over here in WWE, Alter Bridge, the other side. It's like cool. Alter Bridge is getting freaking publicity left and right, man.
And people are complaining about that.
Yeah, I think it's more about it's kind of the same thing every week where they come out and interrupt somebody, but that's always been wrestling.
Uh,
Like I don't. It seems like
yeah.
people don't understand wrestling anymore and what it used to be.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
I don't know. But
That's crazy. But again, that goes back to the theme of the back half of the show is people will find anything to complain about. It's wild.
it's a true story. What people won't complain about? Candy. So it is Halloween week. What's your favorite candy? We've talked about this before. Is there anything you're looking for to steal out of your kids' trick or treat bag or basket or bucket or whatever
I
the kids use these days?
I So my two go to when I'm digging in the kids bucket is the fruit version of Tootsie Rolls,
Oh yeah.
the fruity Tootsie Rolls,
Yep.
and 100 grand. For whatever reason, like if it's a full size 100 grand, I'm okay. But if the bite size 100 grands just seem to hit a little different. So those are the two I'm looking for
Good call.
out of the bucket. Yeah. How about you?
I look for the ones that hurt my teeth, also known as dots.
All of them? Oh,
I don't ever
what?
see dots anywhere. Like I don't know if you see them somewhere, but I have never seen dots out in the wild.
Oh.
But when the kids get them, I will take those. They're normally given to me pretty easy because I guess kids don't like them either. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
I'm
just
not a big fan of
childhood
them
eating
either.
a lot of them when I was a kid. Halloween because it's
Uh,
that's a candy that's synonymous with Halloween for me because that's the only time
uh-huh.
I ever see that freaking candy. Same with candy corn.
Yeah.
I don't see candy corn except for this time of year.
Well, yeah.
What do you mean? Well, yeah, it's candy corn. Why is it so associated with just Halloween?
Because they have to take all the candy corn that's been thrown away, they have to wash it, they have to filter it. It takes 10 months to get back around, then they can rebag it and put it back out like the trash that it is anyways.
Hater alert! I eat it. I eat it
I
perfectly fine, and I have a good time eating it. Thank you very much.
don't like it.
And
I don't like
Starburst.
it.
Starburst is very associated with Halloween as well. It's always the 2-pack, and you're always sitting there like hoping, please don't be a freaking yellow orange. Please don't be a freaking yellow
It's
orange.
always
It's
yellow.
always yellow
I
and
like orange. I like orange.
it's always yellow and orange. You're like, come on! And Twizzlers. Twizzlers are always in there too,
You get a yellow and a yellow, you're like, damn
right? Double negatives.
it.
Not good times.
Yeah.
All right, man. So this has been a ridiculous episode, as this show should go.
Hey, I don't know who's gonna see this, but do you want to see a spoiler of what I'm dressing up as for my band's Halloween show?
Yes, I do actually.
Okay, I'm interested. I'm interested to see how hard this is going to be to drum in, but I'm going to
Ah,
be Mr.
Elastigirl.
Incredible.
Oh,
Well, those aren't boobs, my friend.
those are moobs.
You know what? I called her Mrs. Incredible the other day, and I had to stop myself for a solid 3 minutes to be like, wait a second, she didn't go by Mrs. Incredible, and I couldn't remember that it is Elastigirl. So
Elastigirl.
yeah,
What's the other one? It's Dash Violet.
and Violet and Jack Jack,
Bam Bam.
Jack Jack.
Jack Jack. So it's Bam Bam. It's the Lone
Yeah,
Ranger.
Bam 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 Bigelow.
You look like the Lone Ranger, dude.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time.
Heck yeah. Is that not gonna get annoying playing in?
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. Yeah, there you go. That's cool.
Yeah.
Though. That's cool.
So
Everybody's dressing up in the band. Hopefully, not just you going out there. What if you're all dressed up as
no,
Incredibles? Who's gonna be Jack Jack?
it'll be Anna. Anna will be Jack Jack. It's
That would be freaking amazing. All right, that's cool. So
gonna be good.
jamming out Halloween. Hopefully, you play Monster Mash or some kind of spooky song. And
Well, we're thinking Thriller. Thriller might pop up.
okay, okay, I like
Yeah.
it. I can dig it. Y'all do one Michael Jackson song, I think. Yeah, you do a Michael
Hmm.
Jackson song. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean that's cool. That's fun. I will be watching horror
Yeah.
movies and Five Nights at Freddy's. And,
No, you're coming out, man. You got to come out. It's a $500 costume contest, man. Come on.
I'm not dressing up, dude. I mean, I could always break out Silent Bob, but I don't have the hair. I don't have the hair.
Ah,
Silent Bob. I got too much hair to be just Kevin Smith, so and too much weight.
Yeah.
That guy's dropped a lot of weight. I need to do whatever he did. I don't want to have a heart attack. Never mind. I'm not doing what he did. Um, what a show. This is how this
Yeah.
show works. What a show. Anyways, it is
Yeah.
Battleground Week for us. We will see how things turn out in 2 weeks. You will find out which one of us survived. You'll find out before 2 weeks, obviously, as the games happen this weekend. You'll see live scores. But
Yep.
we will talk about that as well as whatever other national days going on. And we'll talk about whatever else is happening because I know you're a huge Thanksgiving fan. So we're going to be gearing up
Yes.
for that. Only thing I think about with Thanksgiving is Adam's family, of course. And we will have a horror
Oh
movie
yeah.
coming out this year called Thanksgiving as well. So there's something else to add to the list. But as for this week, that is the episode. Hope you enjoyed our stupidity on this episode where we talked fun stuff, we talked serious stuff, and we talked being cool.
We reached the end zone.
You are in the end zone. Thank you. Goodbye.
See ya.